Okay, Bentberg back here. This is the Kershaw Camp Kit. It has a manual folding knife. It's 3 inches long, obviously here. It has a spoon fork tool and a K tool. So this little thing kind of appeals to me because it looks like it could fit in a lot of kits easily. It's not practical in terms of length because you can't really dip far into a bag if you're using a dehydrated meal like Mountain House or something like that. But I was enough intrigued by it. This I'm looking at, and before I even get it out, I'm going to say that it's pretty much junk. It looks like a, convenient marketing attempt to put Kershaw on a big K here. There are certainly better keychain tools than this in terms of having more options, but I haven't even opened it, so to be fair, I'll take a look. The knife, I'm not expecting a whole lot, but it is a Kershaw. It's relatively small, and it says here on the back that it is 3 CR MOV with a bead blasted finish and a glass-filled nylon handle. So we will see how it goes. Ironically, I'm going to use my $3.87 Ozark Trail knife. This continues to be a nice surprise. It was $3.97 at Walmart, but actually has kept a really nice edge. So I'm going to see how the Kershaw does. And part of that is based on the fact that I experienced some success with that knife. Okay. Well, it's got a bottle opener and some pry tools. That's about it. Kind of heavy. We'll take a look at it. This is heavier than I expected. Seems pretty solid. It's got a decent spring clip. Bottle opener, of course. Smoothly milled, so that shouldn't be a problem around the edges. Could be useful. We'll have to see. The knife, yeah, this glassy nylon feels like super cheap plastic. Does have a deep pocket carry, which is nice. Let's see, liner lock. Flipper opening. Okay. Let's try the thumb stud. Ugh. Maybe if you open it to start with that, then the thumb stud lets you finish. Can't really do it by thumb stud alone. You got to get over that initial break. All right, let's see the edge. Well, it's a reasonable edge. Well, it is ripping a little bit more than it is cutting, but it's not super dull, and it's an interesting size. So we will play with this and we'll see where we end up, and we'll try it out. Okay, tests so far. I tried to use this little Kershaw tool, which I think retails for $4.99 on the Kershaw site. Anyway, I tried to use it to open a paint can and it failed. I haven't even bothered to try the bottle opener. I have no reason to believe it wouldn't work, but the idea that this is a bottle opener or a screwdriver, possibly a pry bar, and it didn't work opening a can of paint, no thank you. Okay? Now, this I have tried. I like the look of it. It's got a nice little thin line look, and I appreciate that. I like the deep pocket clip. As you can see, it's reversible, so if you want to move this over to here, you certainly can. Got some jimping, nothing too aggressive. that's okay. It does open. Here's the problem that I have with it. There is a dip in the way it was ground right here. And it was originally all twisted. And what I've tried to do, you can see it's still not quite perfect. What I've tried to do is put it on my Lansky and try to get it sharp. It's still kind of resisting. So here's the crazy thing about this knife. This knife, which is my $3.87 knife from Walmart, is actually sharper and had a better grind on it. I was able to do more with it and have been able to do more with it. It still cuts paper better than the Kershaw, even though it's basically a no-name brand. So maybe this one was a bad one, I don't know, but the fact that there's that deformity in terms of the grind here that sort of limits your ability to kind of get into it is frustrating. The rest of it has sharpened up pretty nicely, but that's a little bit of a drawback in terms of this knife. The kit, by the way, which is these three items, I found online on the Kershaw site for $34.95. There is no way I would ever pay $34.95 for this kit. This is a decent quality tool here. I think this is called the Ration on the Kershaw site. It does have, it's well made. I don't know why you really need a carabiner clip. Bottle openers are always nice, so that's kind of fun. And you do have a little bit of a fork tine here for stabbing something. You're not going to be able to pick up much with the fork because of the opening here, but I guess you can use the spoon end if you want to scoop with that. So I'll use this to be sure. I think the chief thing about this that I like is the fact that it's small and that it's going to fit easily in just about any kit that you can imagine. So verdict is still out on this. I'm going to do a little bit of cutting tests here in a second. We'll kind of see how it does. Okay. Now this is my retooled edge. So I have spent some time with my Lansky trying to get some kind of edge on this. And it appears that I have, to some degree, gotten it. At least on the first part of the blade. When it comes back towards where my thumb is, that's the weak spot, because that's where that blade is all twisted and not ground very well at all. So I guess the question is, this is obviously working. Let me find some rope here and see if I can cut some rope with it. Okay, I got a piece of really cheap nylon rope. Now that took a fair amount of force. Let's compare it to strike that. Let's try this again. Okay, it cuts, but there's a lot of resistance. In comparison, this is my $3.87 knife from Walmart. Again, it just cuts much better. The grind and the geometry on that one just seems much superior to what we have here. Okay, it cut better that time. This is, again, it's the sharpened part where I've been working on it. Let me try again. Okay, let's get down here to, this is the troublesome part. Yeah, it barely goes through there at all. So it looks like, yeah, I don't want to use that. It'll definitely cut stuff. Okay, let's wrap this up. As I look back at the kit and my use of it thus far, the K-tool, very limited in function. There are definitely better and more usable options out there for keychain tools. I like the Ration. It's compact, it's well made, and it fits conveniently in a lot of different kits. it's definitely a plus to this. The knife may be salvageable with some more work done to the blade. I'm unimpressed with its initial quality. Between the ration and the knife, though, there's definitely at least $7 worth of value in this. As I noted before, though, I just can't see spending $30-some on this.